I love you. You're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Keep it locked.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky. Circus, is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter, or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better, I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky.
Good morning, good morning. It is a Friendly Friday. I think that's what I'm going to use today. It's Friendly Friday. How are you, Mikey G and Lady Elise?
I am doing wonderful. I am doing fine. I'm doing fabulous. It is Friday. TGIF. I really mean that. I really, really mean that I'm thankful that it's Friday and the weekend is upon us.
Mikey G, that sounds like Lady Elise has some plans. How are you?
Well, Lady Elise plans are somewhat along the line of it is a preparation day, and I think tomorrow is going to be a special day.
Okay, but how are you this Good Friday morning?
I'm telling you, this morning it is a very, I'm in between thoughts and a few things. Something just happened this morning. I feel a little bit disturbed about it, and so it kind of, it kind of like messing with my mind right now. So I have to deal with it later on. But it is troubling enough. I woke up this morning in a good spirit, but then something happened and it just kind of changed my mood a little bit, because sometimes things just, when you get up and think everything is going to go okay, it just won't all the time. So it's part of the human life that things will go wrong on occasion, no matter your best efforts, So it's one of those
Well,
things for me.
Mikey G, that's why we're here. We're here to make sure that your start of today is phenomenal. And just as how you are going to be participating in the sumptuous preparation, we are encouraging our listeners and our viewers to join us in the breakfast hour, the best start to your morning.
Having said that, Lady Cordy Karen, it is indeed a beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. It's TGIF, and of course somebody's going to tell me the other F's, what they are standing for. But of course it's time for a devotion, and when we come back, we will talk a little bit more on a few sumptuous topics that we have in mind for you. I think we have a little bit of situations with our devotional this morning, so I guess we're just going to go to something else this morning. It says Murphy's Law: if something can go wrong, then it absolutely will go wrong. Today we looked at an idea that popped up on our screen this week, and it is a topical issue, that is coming across the airwaves. Lady Cordy Karen, we actually shared it in our group yesterday. This was something that was shared with me. I was following this bit of information for quite a while now, but what I do know is that this information has been moving in a way that we are skipping around it and hopping around it a little bit, and we don't understand what it is. But I think we need to have a conversation about it and see if we can uncover a few of those misconceptions and what are some of the things that we need to understand from it. I think I'm going to go for the devotional and then see if we can come back to the conversation. Lady Cordy, you were saying? Alright, let me go for the devotion, and then when we come back, we will have that conversation ready for somebody this morning.
Good morning. This is day 14. I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. Matthew 25 verse 35. Change the World, written by Dave Brannon. When my son Steve came home from a concert recently, he had with him a free t-shirt and a brochure for an organization that helps needy children in far-off continents. Apparently, one of the singers had issued a challenge. We wanted to change the world with our music, he said, but often all we do is sing. We decided that we were going to take action to change some lives, so we started supporting some needy kids. Then he set forth the challenge, which Steve accepted. He then talked with the Bible study group at church about supporting a child each month. Most of us want to change the world for the better, but the job seems too big. So what if we decided to do at least one thing to change just one person's life? In the name of Jesus, who said that providing physical help would be the same as helping or saving himself, what if we reached out to one person with food or clothing or transportation? And what if that person wondering about our motive asks why we helped? We could then help change the person's life for eternity by introducing him or her to the Savior. Change the world? Let us start with changing one person in the name of Jesus. Do a deed of simple kindness, though its end you may not see. It may reach like widening ripples down a long eternity. Our quote this morning reads, "Wherever a human being exists, there is an opportunity to do a kindness." End quote.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
Welcome back. It is Friendly Friday, and I like the devotional. It encourages us to start with one person. And so I am going to take that to heart and focus on Mikey G this morning and making sure that he not just has a Friendly Friday, but that it will be fabulous as well. Right, Lady Elise?
Certainly. And I sent an article to both of you, and I'm sure that you saw the article, and it's something that has made the headlines of the paper in Jamaica, in the local Gleaner, and it relates to a family matter. And I don't know if you had a chance, but I'm just gonna share a little bit.
I was reading it, which is why I was smiling earlier.
No, this is saying the appeal court restores lifetime maintenance for professor's ex-wife. And of course, the source is the Gleaner. The Court of Appeal has reinstated a lifetime spousal maintenance order for Professor Errol Morrison to support his ex-wife, overturning a lower court's decision for its termination in 2025. If this order is allowed to stand, it could unjustly expose the appellant upon its termination to wander the barren plains of penury or become a charge of the state, the appeal court argued in its judgment published in January. Of course, it also highlighted that the principle of a clean break which allows for the termination of spousal support after a set period was not suitable in this case. Clean break is a principle used by courts to achieve finality in financial provisions made for a spouse after the breakdown of a marriage. Supreme Court Justice Dale Staple had ruled in November 2022 that the principle was part of a modern approach and was applicable in Morrison's case, where the original maintenance had been in place since 2002. However, the appeal court panel, comprising President Marva McDonald Bishop, Evan Brown, and Georgiana Fraser, said Staple erred in modifying the original order without demonstrating that Mary Morrison could achieve financial independence without undue hardship. Now, as I read the story, they were married for 31 years. And of course, had 2 children. And of course, she's a retired teacher. She was 55 years old, and by 2022, both were in their late 70s. And Errol had remarried. In 2002, the judge ordered Errol to provide spousal maintenance of $150,000 per month for his ex-wife during their joint lives. He was also to provide a motor vehicle not older than 5 years of a similar value to the one she was driving at the time.
Let me jump in here. I want to jump in on this one.
I was wondering how long, because at one point they decreased the amount to 75,000, right?
No, he had asked for it to be reduced in response to her request to increase it to 250,000. The judge finally settled at 230, but that is what it is now, 230,000.
I would ask a simple question. I hope the question is simple.
Mikey G, none of your questions are simple.
Yeah, this one is going to be. This one already. I'm heartbroken over it.
Why?
I'm heartbroken. But to be properly heartbroken, I want to understand it, right? The question is that I'm going to ask is.
Well, no. But to be properly heartbroken, it suggests that you're accepting that you're going to be heartbroken.
I'm already heartbroken over the thing. and my heart is split in two now. You saw the heart stay right where in the middle is, it crack right through. You know? So here's where I want to go. The question I want to ask.
Yes.
Is who initiated the divorce? That's the first question.
It didn't say. The article did not. Well, certainly I didn't see it in the article as to who initiated it. It may very well be the Errol. Again, I'm speculating, so please, because
he remarried.
He remarried, and I suppose the fact that he is the one charged to be supporting.
But then that did not say that he's the one who initiated it either, you know, because many women initiate divorces and they don't get remarried afterwards.
But so again, I don't know, because oftentimes what I have observed is that irrespective of who initiated it, it would be for the maintenance, would be for the person who has a higher income.
All right, so here's a rule for this now. So
remember, it cannot be dissolved unless there is consent, because it's still in context a contract. Even if he applied for it.
Here is the thing. The contract ends when somebody divorces. It's like saying, if I have a contract with somebody and you are no longer part of this contractual arrangement, then somehow that responsibility or any connection should be broken right there. It's done. Finished. Finito. In every contract we know that's how it works. What makes the marital contract so unique that it needs to attach itself to someone? Lifelong, endless, never stopping, can't done It's unbearably this proverbial
Perennial.
chain
Mikey,
or
what
connection
would
that
you know,
simply can't be broken even after the contract ends. What is wrong with that? Something is wrong with something.
well, if you take it back to the
Proverbial.
Bible, it says until death do us part. So even
Then what does that entail? What does the unto death do us part entail? There is a few things that comes with that, you know. It didn't mean that you go your separate ways and I go my separate ways and until death we depart. We have departed already and death not occur yet. So there must be
Which is
some
why
restriction to prevent that conversation to be a different one.
which is why he has to pretty much continue the relationship, because in essence neither of them have died.
So hold on. Based on what you just said, that she must continue the relationship with him because none of them have died.
Well, at this point in time it's just a financial.
No, it can't be just a financial. No, a relationship. Listen, this is what I'm saying to you. There are clauses within a contract that says these are the things that are going to be provided, and then this is what we are going to do because we provide these things. When these things are not provided, the contract ends or is in a state of limbo because we are not providing the things that were agreed upon in the initial state of the contract.
But remember, Michael,
Yes.
remember that these are agreements. These are the terms of the agreement. So, having decided that they were going to separate,
The terms of the
It was
agreement
determined.
when you get married.
no, I'm talking about the divorce.
No, when you get
Because
married,
it's
no,
divorce.
you can't jump up something at divorce time when all right. So contracts are a bit like this, and you're right. Let me go with this. There was a man who had a construction company who was contracted to the government to do some work, and I don't want to call the name of the company now. And they sued the government for
Breach of contract.
breach of contract and loss of income over the period of time that they should be doing the contract, and one sum of some couple million, quite a bit of millions, and the government had to pay the company. They subsequently moved out of the island and went somewhere else afterwards. I don't know if anybody remember this thing, but I don't want to call the name, call the company, call anything, but this was something that happened. So the contract now is in the marriage is that at this point you're going to now decide that I'm going to be getting but you need to get severances. You need to get some form of payment from it, or severances from the arrangement. And this arrangement is a lifelong payment of the persons that you're not connected to. Does that sound correct to you?
Except though that there would have been an agreement. That's what I'm saying. So when they decided to go their separate ways, it was on condition that he continued to maintain her. So he would have had agreed to it, So it's not a situation that it was imposed on him. He agreed that he was going to pay her every month this amount of money and make sure that she has a vehicle not older than 5 years old. So it was his agreement. What happened now is that they're saying, guess what? It can't be forever. He then appealed to the judge to say, there should be a clean break. I have now moved on.
All right.
I need to separate myself.
You're
So
something
the
I'm
clean
saying.
break principle, is to address exactly what you're saying.
I'm hearing you. All right. I'm hearing the conversation. But here's a deep-rooted conversation that I'm having, Lady Corelli Karen. Ladies, I don't hear a word out of you. You jump up the
Because
conversation.
I am
and you're
hearing
gone. Hold
so
on.
much love. I'm hearing so much love that persons would be separated and still be, able to get a good sum of money and also a car, a nice car.
All right.
And in this case, I think they perhaps shouldn't have separated. It would have been certainly more cost effective because he's making sure his wife is okay, even though they are now separated.
All right. Here's the rule that I'm talking about now. So this case in its entirety, and I'm going to go back and address this particular situation. of a
Yes.
person marrying to someone for 35 years and now they are at 70 years of age and this is happening. That's a different kettle of fish from what we're talking about, because when this case, if this case is allowed to stand in a certain way, you will have persons divorcing somebody and they are 25 years of age and expect the husband to take care of her and put in law without an agreement now, to put in law that this is going to be a carry forward of a modern type rule on the laws and the books for persons getting married and the husband, even if they want to move on, can't move on, have to take care of the wife. She have a husband and the next guy talking to, and he must be paying this lady money just to see him after she has moved on. I'm saying that this is something that if we're not managing this process carefully can transcend into these ridiculous kind of thinking, right? But having said that, this for me, the couple that is there right now, for the man, and I hear Curly Karen said that they had agreed in court to agree on this payment to her. I am saying it is not an unfair deal for her to be given this deal, that he should give her the $100,000, give her the car and all of that. She is 70 years of age. They live their whole life together, or they have lived their whole life together, and at this point he's responsible for her no matter what this thing goes to be, because they must have been together, have earned together, have made a life together and have achieved together. And for me, I would say because of that reason, she should benefit from the monetary aspect, and she should live comfortably for the rest of her life, and he should make sure that she is comfortable for the rest of her life because of this one fact. However, this case might want to carry forward a ridiculous, stupid argument that people in their early years of life, 30 years of age, and this woman or whatever decide she want to get a divorce from this man, or whatever the reason is, they might not seem to think that he wants to stay with her or whatever, and they want the divorce, and he must be saddled with a cost of the rest of his life taking care of somebody who is possibly going to find another man or have somebody else to take care of her, or she don't want anybody else to do this because she wants to live free and single and disengaged while having our person what she want without marrying, and he takes care of her, because that may be the clause. Getting married might break it, and this might be a situation that many men would have to find themselves in later on. So this is my concern. I throw it on the table.
At this point, I think we should have a break. We need to take a break.
Absolutely not. I object.
We need
take a break and come back. All right.
I am raising my objection.
All right, but let's take a break.
I am not preventing the break. I am raising my objection to not being allowed to address the points that Michael. But I will concede 2 against 1 and wait until after the break. I will ask humbly to proffer my statements.
Well, I'm going to be waiting. Of course, we go for a break, and ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, it is Family Friday. We're talking about the family and how the family actually is in a situation in the 21st century. When we come back.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4, Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345
938-3426.
Welcome back to the breakfast
I'm
hour this morning.
anxious. I'm anxious to hear what Corinne has to say. I am at the edge of
Two
yes,
points I would like to raise
Yes.
yes.
in addressing Michael's. You know, when I heard him agreeing, I knew there was something else coming. But I would ask you to consider two things, right? One, that the two persons in this instance, one was a teacher, the other a scientist, right? And they would have agreed contractually, they would have gotten married, and the intention, the fact that they were together for 31 years spoke volumes of the intent to continue. For whatever reason, that ended. And so you now have a teacher and a scientist, and she would have benefited from the income while they were married. And so, having decided that they were going to separate, the idea is, especially because she's now retired, she would not have been able to continue the lifestyle that he afforded her. Not that she's saying that you need to stay with me, but if you decide to, having decided to go, you would have for 31 years made me the comforts that I am you're pretty much had committed to maintain had we continued for the rest of our lives. However, we're now separated. Hold on one second. The second point is we're now separating. She's saying, all right, fine. I am not going to live at the standard that we were when we were married. But the judge, along with the two attorneys, the two parties, agreed that based on her circumstances and his, that it was necessary for her to be maintained at a certain level. I am saying to you that it doesn't mean that it is going to be where she was or would have been had they continued in the marriage relationship. But it is at a level that she can maintain her lifestyle to some extent.
I'm agreeing with you, Corinne. In this
So
particular instance.
For me, it's an agreement. They both agreed to do this. The wife said, all right, fine, I'm going to agree to your separation, or we're going to, but you have to. I will say to you that one of the things that men and women, the difference between men and women is that men are like real estate, women are like cars. Our value depreciates, and please take it in the context that I am framing it.
I am taking it in a context.
We depreciate.
I am.
Right? Whereas men appreciate. So a man in his 70s is virile and can have a 25-year-old woman. A woman in her 70s cannot have a 75-year-old man. And so he can have a lifestyle or reminiscent of when he was 25 or even 50, when he's at 70 or even 80 years old. Well, right? And so whereas he can continue to perform and exist at a level, she can't.
I don't think it resonates only with performance, in that sense. Because I will say this, and it's not in a bad way.
Sorry, Michael, I'm not speaking sexually, I'm just speaking in terms of existence.
Okay. Well, I would not. All right, depreciating of women, because the true value of each of us are different in a lot of ways, and one of the same in a similar way. And I would want to see persons together who are actually in a relationship together see themselves appreciating as the relationship gets more and more into what they are doing, right? And that's how I want to see that. What we have found ourselves in is in a society of divorcing and divorces mentality, that this is the way to go forward, and somehow we can't live with each other, and we have the reasons why we can't do it, and these are the factors that we can't do this anymore, and we do find these things, and there are some things that are really there that we cannot do, you know, and you know, it's something that we have found to be so. But you know what I've found over the years is that as I live longer, and I find that some of the things that I'm agitated about earlier, I am no longer agitated about now. And some things that I could not forgive at an earlier stage in my life when I was much younger, I am able to do it now. Something that I would not want to even try to understand in an earlier stage. And so I think I want to just say that maturity or aging do come with another sense of another mindset of clarity that changes the way you feel about things or even do it. You know, I'm hot-headed when I'm younger. I'm kind of more calmer in my later life now. And as you mentioned, the appreciation and the of men as they grow older, it also comes with the value of their pockets, right? Not only just because they are men, because a man who don't have any money is really somebody who many people don't want to be around anyhow, you know. So it's a balance right there. So that's why most of the time when you see the divorces come, the targeted is a pocket of the man, because with his money, if he has money, then he will get all the things that he wants around him. And the similar thing for the woman is probably a little different, because it might change. She might have all the things that she wants, but there's something that is going to be limited. And you know, it is something that might be a little tricky, because, you know, because with all of that, in terms of having a family, the man will move on and can get another family even at 70 years of age. The woman, if she wants to have a family, she probably just have to satisfy the one that she already have, but have a younger partner that a person, a spouse, or a person who she wants to spend time with, that may be the person that probably she won't be able to produce any children at 70, unless she's a serial case where God is going to be intervening. But this is just a reality, right?
Michael, may I ask you to consider something else?
Consider. Go ahead, I will.
That it is the courts who grant a bill of divorcement, right? And the courts have to be convinced of the grounds on which you are filing for divorce. So you can't just go before the courts and say she is or he is no longer attractive, or she is not doing what she's supposed to do as a wife. It cannot be frivolous. And so when a bill of divorcement is granted, the courts would have been convinced of the grounds on which you're filing for divorce. You have to convince the judge, the Supreme Court, as a matter of fact, that this marriage is at a stage where it cannot be reconciled. So you have to prove, first of all, you have to establish why you're divorcing the person. You have to prove that you would have done whatever it is necessary to maybe mediate or remedy whatever factions are within the marriage. And so when a divorce is granted, what I'm asking you to consider is that you would have to advance compelling arguments that a legal luminary is able to accept it is viable. Having said that, what it means that they would have satisfied that element of it, and the next step would have been, let us now discuss the grounds on which we are going to exist hereafter. So they would have to also submit that, based on the fact that the woman is her income was such and his income was, do you also realize that if the female's income was higher than the man's, that the tables would have been reversed? That she, and we've heard it, especially with the superstars and so on, that it's the female who now have to provide that level of maintenance to the gentleman, because at the end of the day, the idea is whomever filed for it, or if it was both, meaning that the two agreed that the separation should take place, that the person with the higher income is the one who is going to have to sustain the other until forever or until the
Well,
person has
well,
remarried.
I'm gonna say to you, Curly Karen, I will give the idea that if there was an agreement at the divorce for spousal support, but here is where my argument is. I can see this thing going south in a very bad way for whether men or women, whether be the woman who is going to be saddled with the amount of money to be paid to the man because she make more money than him, which to me is very unfortunate in a lot of ways. But anyways, this is what we are looking at. There must be, in this case, a special case where here we have somebody who have built a life with someone, live with them, and of course she's now 70 years of age, 60 years of age, and you as a man decide to go marry somebody else. Well, here is something that you can consider too. Many of the divorces that comes out, you hear that I am not going to be having any relationship with this man anymore because of the reasons that I have. Whether be it him have an ex-woman, whether be it whatever. But you're not going to have any relation with him. And if maybe not so, but you decide that I don't think I want to have him and doing anything like that with me. I believe if that's the case, with a lot of cases, a lot of times when this occurs, the relationship is done, finished. Because I believe that once this conjugal contact is not in session, that relationship, that marriage is ended already. Not only physically, mentally, and emotionally. It finishes.
Agreed.
And because of that, I think if the person within the household, say the man, and usually the tool is always, I'm not going to give you any, you're not going to get any of this. And I believe that is amounting to the same abuse that a man would hit a woman, same level of it. If a man punch a woman, she withholding sex from him, is the same level of abuse he's suffering, or even worse. And I believe that is equal in the sense. So neither of the two should occur within the relationship. Because when once, I will tell anybody this, once the conjugal experience stops in a marriage, the marriage itself is is finished. It's done. I'm saying that here definitively. Somebody's going to disagree
100%.
with somebody's going to disagree with me, but I'm going to tell you that the marriage was aligned itself to the agreement of conjugal relation,
yes.
And that is what it is. And once it is stopped, it means the agreement has stopped and the marriage has stopped right there. And so this is why it is very important that God actually made it so that it would have been a pleasurable thing to do, not because of our love and towards each other, but that it also will produce children. Because considering the thing about it, this is what it was there for, to produce, not just for us to enjoy ourselves, but for us to reproduce and bring other humans. If you are not and we're going to bring a godly twist to it, I'm going to put this on the table. You're not engaging in God's instruction or intentions for you to be here, and you're in a relationship, you're married, and I don't want to have children.
Right.
And it's not because
I interject a point here?
Just give me a second. It's not because you're going to go off on some missionary work and you're doing the missionary work thing. You just don't want to have children because you're just anti-kids. You are devil. You are aligning yourself with the devil himself and against God's plan. I'm just going to say that. You can cuss me out as you like, and this is what I'm going to say this morning. Lady Karen.
Well, I will say to you that the courts would also consider that, because if there are no conjugal, or let me say it the other way, once there is conjugal activities, then that is enough to discredit any application for divorce. And the courts require that it cease for at least 1 year. So
I think 6 months. I think 3 months is enough. 3 months is enough.
And agree. But what the course is saying is, as far as I understand, is that if it has gone beyond 3 months and to the magnitude that it is now a year since that has happened, it means that the marriage, it is indicative that the marriage has in fact gotten to a stage where there is no marriage at all. So they're agreeing with you.
Yeah, mercy. Mercy. They have a
So if it, and here's the interesting thing, if you stop and by the time you applied there was some activity, then you have to start over the year again. So yes, so let's say you had a year off.
To the wise is sufficient.
Yes, you had a year off, and then for whatever reason it happened last week or a month ago, then the year has to start all over again.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad. How could I have done this to myself? I have to start all over.
you know, God's ideal is that we don't really have to go through the situation, but unfortunately we do live in an imperfect world, and we still believe in family values and what comes with that. So certainly this was a very interesting case, Crowley Karen. When I came upon the case this morning, I'm like, what's the difference? Is it that because because frequently you have heard of divorces, but to the extent that this maintenance would have been happening, I don't know. Maybe I've not been following cases.
Have anybody considered the option that she could still be a part of, since he's going to be maintained, she be taken care of and make sure, and I'm agreeing with the court to give this judgment for this particular case, not in all the cases, but for this particular case. That because she have been with this man for 35 years.
Well, to me, the easier thing is for them to get back together, because, to be
in this case, he already have another wife. In this case, hold on.
Strong objection.
But no. He already have another wife. And so, while you say that, then you would say that he would keep two wives, and that would be probably the thing to do.
I think on that note, we need to definitely end this conversation. It is not going anywhere positive. No, not at all. Lady Elise, where are we with the news? Anything at this point.
I am without words. And it's time for us to have our news brought to us by Asai Ultrasound Imaging.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Good morning. It is March 14th, and these are the news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. I'm Coralie Karen. Record-breaking penthouse, The Pearl, on sale for $38.8 million. A penthouse described as the epitome of perfection is now on the market with a record-breaking asking price of $38.8 million. The Pearl, a 3-level, 5.5-bedroom apartment, is situated atop the 10-story Watermark building on 7 Mile Beach, which is set for completion later this year. While other units in the building are available for $14 million, the Pearl stands out both financially and literally as the pinnacle of luxury in the Cayman Islands. Hundreds of cruise tourists arrive in Cayman Brac. Cayman Brac experienced a rare visit from a cruise ship on Wednesday, bringing hundreds of tourists to the island. The Explorer 1, operated by MSC Cruises, used lifeboats for landing operations at Scott's Dock. By midday, 451 of the 657 passengers had disembarked, according to Myra Ryan Ebanks, manager of the Cayman Brac port. The Brac typically sees only one cruise visit per year, making this event a significant occasion for residents and businesses alike. A year on, and the wait continues for restrooms at East End Beach. The long-awaited construction of public restrooms at East End Beach remains in limbo. The $250,000 project, initially proposed in January 2024, has been delayed again by the Central Planning Authority, pending a review by the National Conservation Council. Concerns over potential adverse environmental effects have resulted in multiple adjournments, with authorities requesting new high water mark surveys and revised site plans. Public Works has made design adjustments, including turtle-friendly lighting and a reduced number of cabanas, but the wait continues for beach goers. Feral chickens cull possible after Puerto Rico bird flu alert. A cull of feral chickens in the Cayman Islands could be on the horizon following a recent bird flu outbreak in Puerto Rico. The Department of Agriculture has heightened surveillance efforts and is considering further action to prevent potential transmission. Farmers support the move as feral chickens have become a persistent problem, damaging crops and threatening agricultural output. While the birds are not currently known to be infected, their frequent interaction with migratory species raises concerns about disease transmission. And now to regional news. Jamaica's Nicholas Key named regional winner of Commonwealth Youth Awards. Jamaican innovator Nicholas Key has been named the Caribbean regional winner of the 2025 Commonwealth Youth Awards for excellence in development work. He was honored in London on March 12 and received a prize of £3,000 for his contributions. Other regional winners included representatives from Bangladesh, the United Kingdom, and the Solomon Islands, while Nigeria's Stanley Chido-Byrne took home the overall title. Key's recognition highlights the significant impact of young leaders in global development initiatives. Second laparoscopic surgery performed at PMH in St. Thomas. Medical advancements continue at the Princess Margaret Hospital in St. Thomas, where the surgical team successfully completed its second laparoscopic surgery on March 11. Dr. Sean Smith, Consultant General Surgeon, emphasized the benefits in the minimally invasive procedure, which reduces pain, shortens recovery times, and improves patient outcomes. The achievement follows the hospital's recent acquisition of a state-of-the-art laparoscopic unit, marking a milestone in regional healthcare. Jamaica to host International Social Work Conference on March 18th. Houston is set to welcome social work professionals, policymakers, and academics from around the world for the second International Social Work Conference on March 18th. Organized by One Step Forward Consultancy, the event will take place at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel under the theme Transformative Change for a Better Future in Social Work. Attendees will engage in workshops led by industry experts discussing key issues in education, training, and trauma-informed care within social work practice. Maritime University and UTEC sign development MOU. The Caribbean Maritime University and the University of Technology, Jamaica UTEC, have signed a memorandum of understanding to foster academic and educational collaboration. The agreement, signed on March 11, will enable knowledge sharing in STEM fields and provide UTEC students with access to CMU's advanced laboratories in mechatronics, electrical vehicles, and Industry 4.0. Leaders from both institutions hail the partnership as a transformative step for technological innovation in the Caribbean. Antigua, government rejects Alpha Neuro lawsuit claims, threatens legal action. The Antigua and Barbuda government has dismissed allegations surrounding the legal dispute over the Alpha Neuro superyacht and is threatening legal action against those involved in what it calls baseless claims. The lawsuit, which involves ownership disputes and financial settlements, has been a source of controversy. Officials remain firm in their stance, asserting that they have followed due process and will defend the country's interests against any misleading accusations. Those were your news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Please continue to stay tuned for more updates throughout the day.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
Of course, welcome back to another breakfast hour morning. Yes, what the news?
It's friendly Friday, Mikey G.
Yes, it is.
You know, a lot in the news, and before we even comment, I'm sure there may have been one or two items that piqued your interest.
Well, no, I'm basically, I scanned over it a little bit. I just a little bit scanned over this morning's news.
But I wanted to make the point that we're at the end of the show, and because we had committed to making your experience a little different than when your day started, I am weighing in. How are you after we have had our exchanges this morning?
Well, my days is what I know from experience is that you don't stay in the same place all the time. Things change. And
Awesome.
so I am at the place where I have working through my mind how to deal with some of these things. So,
Well, you know what I'm encouraged
processing the
by?
information.
I'm encouraged by the fact that I saw you smile, and there were moments that you pondered, and so you were engaging. And I hope that was the experience for our listeners and our viewers as well.
Yes.
That having spent the time with us, however your day started, if it was jubilant, that we were able to support that continued experience. If it wasn't so jubilant, as was the case with Michael, that we made you smile a little bit, and hopefully it will balance out what was happening, and that it will set the stage or the tone for the rest of your day, to let you know that in the midst of challenges, there are beautiful things that we can use to sort of give us that grounding and that centering as well. So it's not all bad, it's not all good, but one allows you take the good with the bad, as Mikey G would have said. So I thought it necessary to just do a pulse check as to where we are with Mikey G.
Thank you.
And hopefully it would be reminiscent of the experience of our viewers and our listeners
Well, all right.
as well.
Yes.
Having said that, you were going to share with us your thoughts on the news.
Well,
Any
the
items
news that came out to me was the stem cell, stem cell research that is continuing.
The agreement between CMU and UTEC?
Well, I'm not sure. I think I missed some of it. So
Okay.
the stem cell research. I just heard the word stem cell, and I know what it is. And
STEM.
Yeah, stem cell. And so we're talking about cloning and all these things.
If you could choose item that Mikey G.
No, I'm saying the idea of stem cell research is attaching itself
Oh.
to cloning. It has attached itself to cloning many years ago. That was deemed illegal to do, to clone another human being. And I'm just saying that I'm thinking about it in this way. Now, one might say, Mikey G, you're off the reservation. That's what comes to my mind when I think about it.
It triggered that thought. I think, well, in response, it may be that they have abandoned that approach, and they have now decided that robotics is the way to go. So as I shared with us earlier, 2030 is when we will be given the opportunity to marry robots. We can choose the robots that we want, and we can marry both male and female. So I think the stem cell thing either was taking too long, or clearly wasn't working, and they decided to abandon it, and robotics seemed to be the way to go at this point.
No, it's not abandoned. It's not abandoned. The idea of doing the cloning is something that you are looking at reproducing human beings, but in a sterile environment. That's what you're looking at. And then you can grow humans like chickens. You saw how you grow chickens? They don't have any mother or father in such a way. I don't know how it works, but you want to produce us like that and create that narrative. It's a bigger story. I want to share with our listeners. Maybe we should come back next week and bring some of this information where we have already made thousands of incubators that can actually grow children without the womb itself. So you have made an artificial womb that you can grow children in without having a mother involved. So that's where we are, and COVID is a very big help for that. I would say assisted us in a lot of ways with some of the new laws that has come in to achieve this.
Yeah.
I would say this straight off the bat. I mean, we're not beating up anybody here, but we saw the progress in these things through COVID time, and the laws that were changed and made possible even gave some more rights. In fact, some of the things that I thought about was to target the God genes in people who are so godly or fanatical in this religious belief system. And you could simply take out those genes, those things from people, extracting it, act their thoughts or their mind or their brain and take it out. So these are things that you are looking at, and COVID made these things. These were the conversations during the COVID pandemic era. So I'm just saying what you said, what has been said.
My reaction, God help us all, because that's not just a reaction, it's actually a prayer, because there's so many things that happen that may be discussed in isolation, but when you put them all together, you realize that it is challenging the existence and the creative power of our awesome God. And so, I certainly agree with you. It is something that we should spend more time discussing.
Yes.
We are actually out of time now, but certainly it's something that we really need to look at, because sometimes people will see it as advanced in science, and no one is at all questioning the contribution that science has made to our development and our advancement. However, what element of it is motivated by the adversary of our Almighty God? And so we need to really deep dive into it. I think I would already say
to you that this is the aspect of it that has been motivated by the adversary of the Almighty God.
And the thing about it is that he's very subtle. So we may be excited about the advances, we may be excited about the outcomes, but what is the big picture? Have we taken a step back and look at what the implications are?
What it did was
a discussion.
It attaches itself to the woman who cannot have children, and the sympathy that you must have. The same principle occurred when they attached the same marriage idea of the love and the hurt that one feels when they can't marry the person that they love. And this is what they did. And every time you see these things, it always attaches itself to some sympathetic aspect of sin that would have occurred to create a problem that we as human beings, science must fix, or we must fix it by our own moral code of changing what God's principle is to suit it. So
making right what is wrong. I totally agree. But we are going to ensure that the discussion gets due justice in time. So Mikey G, the clock on the wall has
shown we need to go. I'm stretching, guys. I'm stretching.
Absolutely.
Alright, I want to show this look, Karen, as we step out or meet and greet. Thank you guys for meeting and greeting, and I'm going to be sharing this on the screen, and so this is how we're going to take you out this morning. So Karen, say your last words now, and let's just
Friendly Friday, be friendly, and if you you have to present yourself friendly so that others can be attracted to you. So go out intentionally, be a friend to somebody today, and enjoy the rest of the day, enjoy the weekend, and make it a wonderful weekend.
Alright, and having said that, like, share, subscribe, don't forget to hit the like button. Boom. And of course, make a comment, man. Come on, say something. Did you like the breakfast hour? Did you like this morning's episode, or did you not? Anyway you choose, it's still fine. Of course, hit the notification bell. Bam! And of course, these programs will be sent to you every single time one of them is heard. Of course, remember, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Our radio continues all day today. It's all Gospel Friday, guys. Trust me, check out Flashpoint Radio today, and trust me, you're going to be enjoying some lovely music, some talk, of course, on it, and some information. Have yourself a God bless day. It's Friday, Preparation Day. Remember, the open portal comes up this evening at 6:30 in the p.m. right here on Flashpoint.
Incredible time we had at the VIP meet and greet and birthday watch party. It was amazing, honey. And guess what? For those persons who came, they showed up They celebrated and it was unforgettable. Thank you. Your energy, smiles, and good vibes made all the difference. From the amazing people that we met and the unforgettable experience, this was just the beginning.
So whether you were celebrating a birthday or just soaking up the fun, we were so happy to have you share that experience with us.
Remember when we invited you? It was absolutely epic. And if you missed it, don't worry. There is more fun to come. More. You know what, honey? The birthday club has many other offerings on your birthday. Breakfast hour, big you up, give you a shout out.
Whatever the media services that you would like to have, as a gift to you, Flashpoint will give you 25% discount. All you have to do is join the birthday club and be part of the great celebration.
Honey, how can they join the club?
It is simple, Carly Karen. All you have to do is just sign up at flashpointradioja@gmail.com.
Absolutely. And guess what? There are more exciting things to come. And you need to be a part of it. You need to be a part of the celebration. See you there.
Yes, indeed. We're waiting on you for the next grand celebration.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever. Are we part of this circus? Is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter? Or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better, I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all
have yourself a flashpoint day. Start your breakfast the flashpoint way and cruise through lunch and then to dinner. With Flashpoint Radio. Flashpoint Radio is a class. Flashpoint Radio for gospel, inspiration, motivation, and meditation. Anywhere you go, take Flashpoint with you.